Welcome back to my series Lockdown in Fermanagh. I know from talking to families over the last several months that things have been really difficult. Children have not been at school, so parents have had to do the homeschooling for them, and all the activities that they would have gone to have had closed down, so there was nothing for them to go along to. So in this video I'm talking to Nicola. So Nicola is self-employed, she's a graphic designer and she works from home, and she is married with 2 small children. So I wanted to know, first of all, how she was coping sort of as a mum, and secondly, how has she been coping with trying to do her work from home. So I went along to see her in June to see how things were for her then, and then I went back to see her in August to see how she was coping with summer holidays and preparation for children going back to school. So let's have a listen to hear what Nicola has to say.
I have found these last 14 weeks so challenging as a mother. I think there's been there's been pressure on me to keep the family going, keep everything going, keep on top of everything, because my husband is employed, he needs to keep going to work and there's no let up there. So as the self-employed one, I'm seen as the flexible one, the one that can work around the kids, whereas his day is his day. So I've just found it a real pressure, it's all been on me. Kids' behaviour has been iffy because of the situation. I mean, you can kind of understand, being stuck at home, not seeing any friends, not getting to your rugby, not getting to your beavers, not getting swimming, all the active things that they did, they're not getting to do any of that. So it's pent up energy, frustration, extra screen time, because, well, that's just going to happen. So we have, it's been tough in terms of discipline and behaviour, because we haven't had things to look forward to even, we haven't had, we'll go for a day out to some National Trust property, or we'll go to the Titanic Centre in Belfast, or, something to work towards, like an incentive. It all just seems to be, it's just like Groundhog Day, we're just stuck in the house and dying to see other people. The schoolwork has been really, really tough. We've had some monumental arguments. But then again, not really his fault. I'm not his teacher, I'm his mum. And he doesn't take that level of instruction to do with education from me, because that's not who I am to him, The weeks have kind of just rolled one into the other, but there's the one thing that's been a constant in the week is Alexander's cook along, because on a Tuesday morning, 11 o'clock, you're going to dial up onto Zoom and there's going to be friendly faces there. And I think as well it's got Lucy quite used to, that kind of life, life on screen and seeing people on screen. At the start she was really shy, but now she's got quite confident and chat away to people on screen. And it's given her really good skills and a real enthusiasm for cooking, and now she wants to help me in the kitchen all the time with everything, which is fine. But it's been really, really good. Alexandra's given us a focus to our week that has helped us know what day it is. Everything's based around, well, how close are we to Tuesday? The way you used to live for the weekends, we now live for Tuesdays.
Oh my word. Oh, keep it in the pan.
For everyone.
For everyone.
Everyone. And all family.
Stick your bits of ham in, yeah? We ham pockets. What she said? And do a wee sprinkle over the top. Lovely, that looks perfect, Luce. Daisy, go away. Lucy, that's brilliant. Now we need to set the timer. There you go.
Is it? But all Alexander's recipes are good, aren't they? I think mentally I just find it a bit overwhelming that we've had 14 weeks of being at home and we still have the full summer holidays ahead of us, because usually I fret and worry about the summer holidays and how I'm going to manage. But now I just think, I haven't even done that yet. I'm already at this stage. So, and I'm not quite sure if there are going to be any of the clubs or camps. I don't know if anything will be running in the summer, because it would be great if the kids could get out and exercise and let off a bit of steam and see other kids. But I just don't know. Something that lockdown has taught me is to really appreciate where I live, because I think we're very fortunate that Fermanagh is so sparsely populated, and like, in truth, apart from not being allowed to go out, if I look out my window, I wouldn't know there was anything going on. Life in the countryside just seems pretty normal. It's when you go into town that you notice the difference, and you notice all the shutters down, nobody around. But just when there was lovely weather here and we were outside, it could have been normal times. So I really, really, really appreciate where we live. I have a daughter who's going to be starting P1, so obviously she's excited about that. And my son is going into P4. And for the first time ever, he's actually excited about going back to school. He can't wait. He can't wait to get a proper teacher, because apparently Mummy's not a very good teacher. And also just to see all his friends and have that interaction again. So as far as I know, our school is going back full-time on the 1st of September. So that will be a big day in this house. Yeah, I think since lockdown has eased, businesses are all really starting to... They're dying to get at it again. They're just dying to get out there and get their businesses going and up again. So I've had quite a few inquiries for design work. I think I'm working on 4 rebrands at the minute, which is quite a lot at once. Usually you'd be working on 1 or 2 at a time along with other jobs. So it is very busy at the moment, which is brilliant. But it's just the juggle, because it's essentially summer holidays and there's not as much childcare provision out there because numbers are limited. So it's just about fitting it in evenings, weekends and, unusual times. I would say about 4 weeks ago I had my first face-to-face client meeting again, and that was brilliant. And that really made me realise how much I love my job and how much I really enjoy what I do. And I realised that over the 4 months previous, I'd kind of nearly lost that part of me, because I just was doing house and children stuff all the time. So it's been really good to get back and see clients face to face. And although Zoom is great, you can't beat meeting people face to face, especially when I'm talking about my work and talking about things visual. It's so handy to sit down with bits of paper and just go through ideas with people. So the one work thing that was a constant during the whole pandemic was the Network for Enterprising Women, which I would always have gone to every month without fail anyway, but they started going weekly online on Zoom. So every Thursday at 11 a.m. we logged on and we saw the same faces, and we just chatted about how things were going and who was doing what and what was hard, what was easy. So that was really good that was a constant, and those women who were going through the same sort of thing, because obviously being self-employed, none of us we can't be furloughed. We don't have sick pay, we don't have, any of those financial crutches, as it were. So we were all in a situation where it was, you earn what you work for. So we were all quite, up against it that way. And the other really good thing is that the network is now back face to face. So we've had 2 in-person meetings, and it's been so nice to sit down, have a cup of coffee with the girls that have been through the same sort of thing, and just chat about how business is starting to get going again, and just hear about all the good things happening with them as well. I was very conscious through the whole time of lockdown that I felt like I was moaning an awful lot. I felt like I was doing a lot of complaining, and I felt like I needed to keep that in, because really I was lucky. I was lucky that I'm self-employed, therefore I had flexibility. I was lucky that we lived in the countryside, and my children could be out and about. I was lucky that I wasn't working on the front line, and we were able to keep a distance and stay safe. But it didn't make it any less hard. It was still tough.